It's Saturday, February 14th, 2026, and we have a lot to discuss today because this weekend is about to become very eventful. The storms we have been talking about are intensifying as we speak. Currently, there is a 5% risk for tornadoes, which means that we could see up to EF3 or higher tornadoes today. This could result in well-built homes being destroyed, trees being completely snapped, and even entire forests being flattened. Furthermore, a severe storm outbreak is expected to begin today and continue all the way through the night. There's a 95% chance that I will be going live today and throughout the overnight hours to provide you with warnings, updates on the locations of these tornadoes, and information about which cities will be hit to help save lives. So in today's forecast, I will break down everything that you need to know about this severe storm outbreak that is going to occur today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. And before we start today's video, I want to go ahead and thank you everybody for subscribing and sort of supporting the channel this year so far. I started this channel about 45-ish days ago when the 2026 year sort of began. And we have already hit 103 subscribers as of now, as of filming this. Could be up to 104 or 105 as I'm posting this. But I just wanted to go ahead and say thank you to everybody who has subscribed and supported the channel. Now, this is what our storm systems are sort of looking like right now. This is the HRRR model that we can actually take a look at now as it is sort of closer and up to date. And yeah, this is what things are looking like right now. And this will continue to form into a pretty significant line of storms as we move on into tonight, probably about 6 or 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. This is what they will be looking like. And then they sort of start to move into that 5% tornado risk, which I wouldn't be surprised if it got issued to a 10% SIG tornado risk, which just means that you could see probably up to EF4. But overall, I think it's just EF3 out of this. Some sort of stranded supercells could fire up in the Oklahoma, Texas area, while obviously our more significant line of storms will be in Louisiana and the Texas areas. But once it hits that 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time is when these will begin to intensify and, be pretty significant. And yeah, so I will be definitely going live tonight. Not sure when I'll go live. Whenever I see a tornado warning that is worth going live for, I will be going live for that. So, yeah, just wanted to go ahead and let everybody know that. And then that begins to move off into the southeastern United States as some rain, as well as the Jacksonville, Florida area being able to see some light to moderate thunderstorms, but overall that will occur tomorrow, and which we already do have a slight risk issued for that, but overall I don't think anything will really be too crazy off to the further southeast. Which now I want to begin with our surface-based CAPE. As surface-based CAPE, CAPE stands for Convective Available Potential Energy. This is how we can sort of view how much CAPE is pretty much just what provides the energy for the tornadoes to actually form, which obviously starting off right now, this is what things are looking like. Some decent CAPE, honestly, but I believe that this will really intensify as it gets on into the Louisiana areas. But there will definitely be a pretty significant threat for tornadoes down here in the south central areas of Texas, more in the southern plains, as well as some CAPE up in Oklahoma potentially too. But overall, our highest tornado risk will be in this sort of area over here, which nothing too crazy is obviously going to happen. But I still believe that there is a chance for some up to EF3 or maybe even EF4 tornadoes out of this same exact system with all the CAPE combined. And you cannot have a tornado form without storm relative helicity or storm relative helicity, whatever you want to call that. This is what sort of provides that spin as well as the wind shear. You need a combination between all these sort of ingredients to make the tornado, which, yeah, there will definitely be some storm relative helicity. I like to call it relative. It might be called relative. It just depends on what you really want to call. But it definitely begins to intensify as we get on into the night when the storms will begin to occur. and will definitely be a pretty significant threat for those southwestern Louisiana areas. And this is definitely something I have been keeping an eye on for the past few days. And it has come to my attention that this is going to occur and be pretty significant, as this has a lot of potential for just like the storms to rotate, and that is obviously what causes all of this, these tornadoes and supercells, which also it takes the ingredients between moisture, warm air clashing with colder air. It has to be warm, moist air clashing with cold, dry air. It has to be storm-related helicity, wind shear, cape, all these sort of ingredients, low pressure systems, and that is what we're seeing here form out on the table today, and that is why we are keeping an eye on this storm so significantly, and that if you are in these areas, you definitely will need to be keeping an eye out for this storm and be watching your local weather service, or even my live streams just to help sort of keep you safe. And I will not go as in detailed as all the city names, but I will try my hardest to go, like, I won't be providing the businesses and hotels and everything that are in the area. I will just be providing, like, the cities and stuff, and, like, national parks in that sort of area. So if you haven't already, make sure to go ahead and like and subscribe. Like I said, we just hit 100 subscribers. But now I want to go ahead and take a look at our severe weather outlooks for today. And this is our sort of severe weather outlook for today. And we have a slight risk issued by the Severe Weather Center, Storm Prediction Center. And if we go ahead and like fade out to the scene right here, this is sort of a more impersonal view, I guess you could say. Impersonal, I don't really know what that word is. This is sort of like a better view of it, I guess you could say, because it's zoomed out. But there's that slight risk, which could bring some heavy thunderstorms, and obviously the threat for tornadoes in this case. Pretty significantly large moderate risk covering most of Texas into parts of Alabama. So this is all covering much of the United States, and will definitely cause some pretty significant events to occur today and even into tomorrow night. And here's our tornado outlook for today. This is obviously a pretty significant 5 to 9% risk. So you can pick a point like right at the very edge of this, and there's still a chance of a tornado within 25 miles of any given point inside of one of these highlighted areas. So this will obviously cause some pretty significant tornadoes, I guess you could say. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on, and that we will most likely be going live for. So I will hope to see most of y'all there. And this does bring with it a wind threat for much of the highlighted areas, as well as a hail threat for much of the Texas areas, which means that we could sort of just see some less or equal to 2 inches in diameter hail. I'm not saying that we won't see like 2.1 inches, but that's sort of our main threat for this system. Here's our severe weather outlook for tomorrow. They have updated this to a slight risk, which if you watched my live stream yesterday, I said that they will most likely issue this up to a slight risk, which is now actually a slight risk. It was just a big marginal risk, and then the general thunderstorm risk. But there will be the threat of some severe weather out of this system here. And yeah, we will definitely be live during this severe weather event. Not sure about too much about tomorrow unless a tornado warning pops up, but definitely into tomorrow in very early morning hours, like 4 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So that will definitely be something that I'll keep an eye on. And they have updated this to a 5% tornado risk for tomorrow as well in the very southern Georgia areas, and the north, like panhandle parts of the Florida areas, which is definitely obviously another threat for tornadoes. They literally just issued this as I was filming this, so I do apologize if I said that this won't be as severe, but it wasn't supposed to be until now, apparently. But yeah, our marginal risk is pretty large still for tornadoes. I don't know why I said marginal risk, 2% risk. So there will definitely be some tornadoes out of this event, and it will be pretty severe. I'll drop a link down in the top of the description where you can go to donate to help save the victims and rebuild the homes of people impacted by this storm. It is ran by Ryan Hall and his Y'all Squad. He goes all across the country to sort of help people. He doesn't go himself, but he has lots of crews that had like box trucks and places that they go and just to donate food and help rebuild homes of the people that have been impacted by this storm recently. So I just appreciate everybody if you're watching this video. Make sure to go donate to him if you are in the spot to be able to donate to help all the victims of this storm. And yeah, so any donations help, whether that be $1, $40, $100, whatever you are in the position to donate. And I hope everybody got a lot out of this video. And yeah, I will see y'all later today in the live stream, I guess. Hope everybody enjoyed this video, like I said, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.